Okay, before we jump into Tuesday, April 30th NHL playoff games between the Bruins and the Blue Jackets and the Sharks and the Avalanche, I just wanted to apologize. I haven't been around the last 4 or 5 days. Work has gotten in the way. I'm on call. It's very last minute. No one cares, right? The other thing is that, as you can see, the San Jose Sharks won today, as did the Columbus Blue Jackets. I just don't have the Blue Jackets t-shirt slash jersey because I'm a bad person, really. That's what it comes down to. No, they're the only team I left in the playoffs I don't have an NHL shirt for. I'll remedy that soon. Bad YouTuber. Bad. I'll fix that. Now, let's jump right into the Bruins Blue Jacket game. Columbus wins this one 2-1 and now has a 2-1 series lead as well, and has now won back-to-back games. So Boston could be in trouble here because although all these games are very close and they kind of could have swung either way, it's coming down to the series has really can't come down to Bobrovsky being better than Rask. Rask hasn't been terrible. He's been good still. Bobrovsky's just been better. And Rask did let in a bit of a softie today. And then special teams. The Blue Jackets are just shutting down the Bruins' power play for the most part. And Columbus's power play has been doing decently. They're like, I want to say they're percentage-wise, I don't know, they're like 1 for 4. You do the math. Whatever. So let's start off with the scoring. After killing a Bruin power play, Columbus basically took the momentum starting in the first period. On this Jenner goal from Nash and Harrington, Rask overplays the puck, and Jenner just kind of slides it into the far side as he's moving laterally one way, and there you have it. It's 1-0. Second period, Marchand takes a cross-checking penalty, and his bad side kind of peaked out in this game for this penalty, and at the very end when we get to that, he takes that cross-checking penalty that leads to the second goal on the power play for Columbus, scored by Duchesne, who's kind of on fire, if you haven't noticed lately. That was assisted by Foligno and Atkinson. The Bruins, they did have some chances, but, I mean, for the most part in the second, the ice was tilted in the Jackets' favor. What flavor they are, I don't know. Bubblegum, maybe? I don't know what I'm saying. So the turning point in this game could have been with less than 2 minutes left in the second period where the Boston scored to make it 2-1. On a goal from DeBrusk, assisted by Krejci and Kuhlman, because the ref originally called this a no-goal because he said he had blown his whistle, and then the puck had went in, so it didn't count. But upon further review of this, they decided it was a goal, obviously. And the reason for this being, what was the terminology they used? It was a goal because it was on a playthrough. I think I'm saying that right. And what I mean by that is, if, let's say, the puck is shot from a player and it hits the goalie but kind of sneaks through his pads and the whistle blows, and after the whistle blows, the puck trickles, past the line and into the net. Well, that's a playthrough goal, as opposed to, let's say, a shooter taking a shot at the goalie, and then the ref blowing a whistle, and the player getting a rebound, and the second player putting it in. So if the puck went in the net off the initial player, that's what a playthrough is. I'm horrible with terminology, and I'm a bit. I always say things backwards. If you haven't noticed already, maybe that's why I'm a little bit entertaining to watch, possibly. In any case, what more notes do I have here? Bergeron got thrown out of the face-off circle, I want to say at least 6 times tonight. It was odd. It was really bizarre. Probably maybe even closer to, I want to say between 6 and 9 times he got thrown out of the face-off circle today. Columbus blocked a lot of key shots towards the end of the game when Boston had pulled their goalie for 6 skaters. And then I want to say just after the whistle blew or the horn went in the third period, Marchand kind of cross-checks one of the Columbus players into the head, area. Not badly, still, it was a nice tap into the head area, and none of the commentators on Sportsnet thought anything would come of it, like a suspension or anything like that. But I'm sure they've now got his eye on him, because that's a couple of cross-checks to the head in this game for Marchand. So one might wonder, is frustration starting to creep in? Will we see more of that in the next game? I don't know, because he really hasn't taken almost any penalties. That might have been his first penalty in this game in the playoffs so far, as crazy as that sounds. And another side note, Pasternak, he looks like he's hurt. I don't know what it is. It's his hand. If it's still his hand that's bothering him, that he injured, I want to say 20 games before the playoffs started or so. I think he had fallen. It was outside, just coming outside of a rink, and he braced himself on his shooting hand. Then he, was it a sprain or a break? In any case, I think that's what's bugging him, because he's not his normal self. Not at all. The shots in this game for the first period, it was 12-10 for Boston. Second, it was 17-10 for the Columbus Blue Jackets. In the third, it was 15-7 for the Bruins. And the total was 37-34 for the Bruins. A lot of those, I want to say, last 6 or so shots came off of the empty net after Boston had pulled their goalie. Let's move on to team stats here. Face-offs were 37-27 for Boston, even though Bergeron got pulled like almost 8 times from this face-off circle. Power play, this is Boston's problem, right? They're all of a sudden their killer power play, which was lethal all year long, especially against the Toronto Maple Leafs, is now blanking, because hey, you got to give the Blue Jackets credit. They were tied for first in the penalty kill in the year, and it makes me wonder too. I know Martin St. Louis came to Columbus, and Columbus had like one of the worst power plays in the league for most of the regular season. And he's changed that. I think he's responsible for changing that around. I wonder if he's also responsible for the penalty killing improving a hell of a lot as well. I would like or if it's one of the other assistant coaches or what. But I would love to know if St. Louis is responsible for both the special teams there. In any case, Columbus goes 1 for 3 on the power play. They're getting at least 1 per game, it seems like. Hits, we've got 53-28 for Columbus. They were just beaten on the Bruins defense for 1, and they were hitting anything and everything. It's funny because they're one would say they're beating Boston at their own game when it comes to special teams and the rough stuff. So goals against, that's giveaways. That's 8-5 for Columbus. That's not a good stat, but hey, they won. Takeaways, 8-3 for Columbus. That is a good stat. And then block shots, we got 22-17 for the Blue Jackets. For the goalies in this one, of course, Bobrovsky takes the win. He saves 36-37 with a .973 save percentage. Again, he was amazing. That goal by DeBrusk, was it a tip? Oh, yeah, it was a tip. It was a tip. So that was hard to blame on him. He's now 6-1 in the playoffs. And then Rask saved 32-34. Again, he didn't have a terrible game. He made some pretty amazing saves, but that first one from Jenner was stoppable. It was definitely stoppable. He got a .941 save percentage in the game, and he's now 5-5 in the playoffs. The 3 stars of the game are all Columbus Blue Jackets, 1 through 3. Number 1 was Bobrovsky. Number 2 was Jenner with a goal and a +1 and 17:36 of ice time. Third star, Duchesne with 1 goal, and he was even in the plus-minus category, and he had only 15:27 of ice time. One of their hottest forwards, and he's only got 15:27 of ice time. Strange. Something similar happens to in the San Jose game too, but not to that degree, really, especially the way how well Duchesne has been playing. And that's it. That's all for that game. Let's move on to the San Jose Colorado game, where the Sharks win this one 4-2 and now take a 2-1 series lead. Columbus took a couple penalties early in this game, and San Jose, they basically got their feet going early. And although they didn't score, because no team, there was 8 power plays, no one scored on the power play in this game. It was like, what? Without Pavelski on the power play, it's like Brian Burke termed it really well. He said that San Jose should be the first team in playoff history to ever decline a power play because they stink on it. And sometimes they even give up shorties. Without Pavelski, it's just gone south. It's crazy. They're still scoring, though, just not on special teams. But their penalty kill is amazing. It's really, really good. And then we could talk about Colorado. The Colorado power play didn't look that bad. They were moving the puck well. Jones had a good game. I said this when I was doing my 2 prediction videos earlier at the beginning of the playoffs and after the first round. If Jones has stunk all year, but if he could find his game, San Jose could win this because that's really their only weakness. They have a deep forward group, mind you. Pavelski and who else is out? Donskoy are injured right now. Those guys, who knows when they're coming back. Pavelski definitely got a concussion. But let's just imagine those players come back for the second round, and San Jose still sticking around. If Jones can keep improving his play, they could take this whole thing. They really could. It's amazing how they can take over a game. I'm blabbing. Let's get to the scoring here. So the first goal, you can't blame on Grubauer. Grubauer had a really good game too. This was off a goalmouth scramble, rebound, and Couture picked up the garbage and shot it in. 1-0 San Jose. And then Timo Meier just snipes a perfect shot. No chance for Grubauer on this one. This was a beautiful goal. I think it hit Grubauer's shoulder, hit the crossbar, and went in. It was right in there. And then the second period, halfway through the second period, is when the Avalanche really start to take over this game and start to tilt the ice. Because after McKinnon scores there, he gets his 5th of the playoffs, assisted by Cole. You couldn't blame Jones on that one. That was a McKinnon snipe. That was one of those perfect shots. Third period, it's now 2-2. Colorado definitely has some momentum. Nieto, if I'm saying it right, Nieto. In any case, he was waived by the San Jose Sharks. Was it this regular season or the one before? I can't remember. In any case, the Avalanche picked him up, and now he's got 4 goals in the playoffs so far. That's pretty amazing for a depth guy. The other thing I want to say, because that goal was assisted by Girard and Makar. Makar, that Hobie Baker finalist that joined the Colorado just in the playoffs there. He looked amazing. He looks really good. His poise with the puck, his savvy, knowing when to jump into a play and when to get back to the blue line. He looks like a veteran out there. He looks really good. Yeah, he's made a couple of mistakes here and there, but I'm just really surprised how seamless it's been for him. And when Colorado starts next season with this guy, I mean, yeah, they didn't get that 1st or 2nd overall pick from Ottawa during the draft lottery, but this is kind of going to be like that almost. Their defense just looks really good. Who's the Russian on their defensive end? The guy's like 6'6", I want to say. Zadorov? Yeah, he's huge. He's really playing well as well. He's really brought his game forward. Ian Cole had a bit of an off game today on defense for Colorado as well. I digress, though. Back into the scoring. Just when, Colorado still has the momentum here, and then I want to say it was a bit of a line change, because Couture comes out of the corner with the puck, and nobody's around. Nobody picks him up. He skates diagonally out from the corner out into a prime slot shooting position, and he just roofs it on Grubauer. Again, no chance for Grubauer on this. And Couture gets his 8th of the playoffs, assisted by Nyquist, who gets his 2nd point of the game. Nyquist, by the way, his wife had a baby the day before, so he in Detroit, so he literally had to fly back and forth. So it didn't look like, apparently he didn't get much sleep for this game, but it didn't show. It looked like he had the adrenaline, daddy happy legs going, or whatever you want to call it. And then we round up the scoring. Couture gets a hat trick, gets his 9th of the season. I'm pretty sure he takes over the scoring lead in the playoffs with this one. Yeah, with the low scoring series between Carolina and the Islanders and Boston and the Blue Jackets, and then of course Dallas and St. Louis. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say Couture's got it. That's assisted by Mecca Carlson, not the real Carlson. And that's an empty netter. Let's look at the shots. San Jose, in the first period, it's 13-7 for them. Second period, it's 13-9 for San Jose. Third period, it's 11-5 Colorado. And then at the end of the game, it's 31-27 in shots for San Jose overall. So San Jose's done this all year long. It's basically how they've survived with really porous goaltending. Not from this game, but during the regular season, they limited the shots. I want to say they're first overall in shot suppression and shots against during the regular season. So that's helped them keep them in games. Not to mention having a stacked defense. And Vlasic looked really good as well. Brent Burns is looking good. Carlson is looking good. Vlasic, his game has really come on lately too. Vlasic hit one Colorado guy into another Colorado guy. It was a 2-for-1 special. Highlighted the game. Go watch that. Let's talk about team stats now. Face-offs were 28 even. Another bizarre thing that happened. Power play, as I mentioned earlier, 0-for-4 for both teams. Crazy. Hits, 41-21 for Colorado. They doubled up on that one. Hits, it's hard to say if they really, how much they mean, right? You know, because maybe the team that hits more that will pay off for them if it's a long series, but it could also mean they're not playing without the puck, or they are playing without the puck for most of the time. But then you look back at the Columbus-Boston game where Columbus out-hit Boston 53-28 and they won that game. Who knows? Anyways, giveaways are 10-6. Colorado takeaways were 5 even, and then block shots were 19-18 for the Colorado Avalanche. Let's look at goalies here. Jones saved 25 of 27, .926 save percentage in that game. He's now 6-3. Philip Grubauer saved 27 of 30, the .900 save percentage, and he's now 5-3. That save percentage, let's look at the 3 stars and you'll see what I'm mumbling about. The first star is Logan Couture, who's got 3 goals, hat trick, had 2 penalty minutes, was a +3, and was had only 17-20 of ice time. This is their biggest offensive weapon, and he's not even playing 19-20 minutes a game, which is shocking because I know Brent Burns and Carlson are probably playing at minimum 26 minutes a game. For not counting a game that goes into overtime. But by the way, Jones, I want to say, going back to the Boston game, Columbus game for a second, Seth Jones played, I think it was towards the end of the second period, and he had already hit the 26-minute mark. He played a lot in that game. He's a horse for the Jackets as well. Back to the San Jose game. The second star of this game is Philip Grubauer. He made a lot of great saves in this one. He can't be blamed for any of those goals. Those are defensive breakdowns. Even though Colorado has had some defensemen who have been playing well, what can you say? It's like the little blackouts or something. And then, San Jose is a highly offensive team. So, tomato, tomato, potato, potato. Third star of the game, it's Timo time. Timo Meier gets 1 goal, 2 apples, is a +3, and has 17:58 of ice time. Interesting thing, Timo Meier, Couture, and Nyquist were playing on a line for most of the game, I want to say, and they're just tearing apart. They're tearing apart during the game. They just tore apart the Avalanche, is what they did. So that's what I was trying to say. I'm tired. Okay, so that's it. That's all. Thank you so much for watching. As always, hit like if you like this video. Smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. And hey, if you happen to have any hockey geek friends, please don't feel shy about sharing. Thanks again. I'll see you soon.